Alright, let's see. We're working. Cool. Alright. Happy Sunday, or if you're watching this later, whatever day it is. We are going live in City Skylines at 100,000 citizens. I know. Well, let's take the city tour. Here's where it started. In Aurora. Right off the highway. So come into Aurora and we pass the mandatory landmark of Les Jacques, Jack in the Box, Buffalo Gill Gas Station, or drive-through, and then we hit Aurora, Town Center, Police Station, Fire Department, Town Hall, and the ubiquitous cell phone tower. Drive through the neighborhood. I know, won't you be my neighbor? Let's see, what else is exciting over here? Oh, town train station. It is a little busy. I know. If only the station on the left was as busy. Let's see, where's this train going? She's going to Briar Rose to Aurora. She's a shuttle back and forth from here to one of the more populous towns on the map. See how many she's leaving with. 84? Yeah. And then this track is carrying a train out to the local liberal arts school. We'll catch that one for a ride in a minute. And we've got our bus and freight ferry. We got 22 passengers heading across the river. Albertsons? Yes, Albertsons. Cool little bus stop. The decorations, you will notice, are missing a lot because after the airport DLC came out, I started removing a lot of the trees that I had previously put down here. I'm desperately trying to remove stuff from the workshop. And I'm never going to go vanilla because I need the decorative assets to make it look interesting. But here's the Aurora High School. Local news crew stopping by to cover an event. I put them there after the school caught fire. How many people are at this school? We're almost packed out of the 12,500 going to school in town. Alright, so track and field, baseball, school administration. Yep. A little hiccup in the ground there. I would fix it, but then I'd be here for an hour. Oh, basketball courts, gymnasium, and this is a park. So we can see how many people have paid to walk through the high school's park. 50,000 people. I know, it's funny. If we just up the decorations a little bit, we'd collect a few more bucks from them. Although, again, the income doesn't cover expenses. I mean, we should be free. It's a park. A couple of tents over here by the court. Yeah, like I said, decorations workshop. Some stuff got screamed out here. What else is interesting? Oh, the fish market. How are we doing on fish business here? 50 this week. I've seen it get to 100. Back of the Albertsons. A couple of recreational piers. This waterfront still needs a lot of work. Here's the fishing docks. Are they all at 100%? Yes, they are. Alright. So they're picking up fish, carrying it out of here, and either exporting or doing what. But this is where the map started. Over here in Aurora. And then over here in the back, we've got the club side of town. Warehouse, couple of industries. How are they doing? 89 out of 96 and 92 out of 96. So we still need a few more workers. What is this thing? Oh, the paper. Oh, that's the waste transfer facility and the actual furnace. She's doing pretty good on material. A couple of clubs over here in the back, with of course a couple dumpsters and some limos to take people over here to the club. I have done nothing to decorate any of this yet. So all of this is free land, just in the starter area. But, oh, another exciting part of town. Let's go check out, where is it? Here it is, the town cemetery. Let's see how many people have gone through this thing. 21,000. Yeah, so I've decided that just like the high schools and elementary schools, all cemeteries have to be big productions. Make them a park, decorate them, fill them up. Crematorium. Of course, when I can find it, I have not found a good small, just a backhoe gravedigger thing, because this is a way overkill piece of equipment for this job. But it was the only thing I could find. And of course, a couple of old Lincoln Town cars and Cadillacs back here. Where are they going? They're unemployed going home. What, did they just get fired? Because they did not sell enough tombstones. Alright, so cool look through the cemetery. Gymnasium, healthcare center, and the town hospital. Donation to the hospital included palm trees. They took the money, they got the trees. And that is it for, this is the starter square. Everything started here. Library. Oh, here we go. Elementary school with a playground, park. Of course, something every good elementary school has, a drop-off circle. Various levels of complexity drop-off circles. And some fencing. So, yeah, it is not much, but it is a step up from just putting the building down. And that's where I've been. So then we come across to the industrial zone. Yeah, I thought I turned that off. And we've got our farm area. It is quite an agribusiness area. And here's the train station to take finished farm goods out for export. Because everywhere we've got industrial, we've got a factory and a farm. How's the bakery doing? She's doing great. All her warehouses. Oh, bus depot. I wonder why these guys are parked on the grass. Interesting. I thought I concreted those. It's been so long, who even remembers? Okay, so these are still recycling centers. They never got converted over to the waste transfer facilities. Some old industrial housing, industrial park that got converted to housing. And where's she going? Going to the Aurora terminal. And then we'll see the trains. A small warehouse. Exporting products. Why would she come all the way down here to export products? And go into the CVS pharmacy. And Blockbuster Video. Okay, so let's find that Blockbuster Video. Well, at least that's over here in Aurora Springs, or Aurora Heights, for what I called it. But here's our farmland. Like I said, very much agribusiness. We're doing pretty good. Obviously, once all the factories are online, some of those crops will get used up more. So I'm not really worried about it right now. And the back end of town. So this is the starter square. What did do we do after this? Oh, started on a project where we go downtown. Tell you what, let's take the train. Do we have a train going downtown? That's the college train. Let's see if this one's going downtown. It is. She's bringing 291 back. We'll take a ride with her to downtown. Just to get an idea. See, there's so much detail work somebody could do here. I think this is the... I'm more focused on the people coming in. I like to decorate it to some level. But, you know, this could be... Like, that's the more interesting thing to me, is that that other train just went past. Up on the right is the power plant. We'll have to hit there. See what is to be done up that way. And here is our famous double track, or in this case, quad track. Industrial trains are always on their own line because they just shut the game down. They kill it. Oh, we got some blue mantle there. Where did that come from? That should not be there at all. Did something move this? Is that the highway? Or is that the road? We're going to have to come down here and fix that. Because that should not be happening at all. Something is there. And it is definitely not right. I mean, we can see this part of it. That's the road. That thing is... Yeah, see, that's the road. We need the part underneath it. This tour is going to get uninteresting if I go around fixing every goof and mistake on the map. Let's just make a note of them and come back around and deal with them. There should not be blue mantle there. Alright, down into... Every train station should look like this. Just throngs full of people. That one's going out to... Oh wait, that's going to Kankakee. We'll take that one next. But here's the one downtown area. I decided to go for the trolleys out to each of the wings to get us around. And as you can see, there's a ton of stuff out here. I decided to take the approach of come into the big downtown, put down one piece, and then I just did the, you know, the sunken train, sunken trolley route. And then I put these spurs out to each direction. And when I feel like it, I come back here and do a little work. Otherwise, like here's the Briar Rose Square High School. Again, trying to make the high schools, you know, a full high school complex. But, you know, we got 25,000 people here. There's too much going on here to be here all the time. I think you got to come in here, you do a little layout. You know, like, I have no idea what to put here, or in here, you know, or this one. They're all, I mean, I could throw down houses for the sake of saying, yeah, okay, you've grown your numbers, but, I mean, there's no need. We're growing progressively anyway. And, you know, everything is, you know, has a nice look to the skyline. So, yeah, let's take this guy out of town and see if anything, you know, picks up, catches our eye. Oh yeah, that is 2 train stations for 2 different train lines. That road got lowered. What happened there? That road should not be that... You know, in putzing around over here with this intersection, I kept playing games here. And... Is that any better? Yeah, the train is just clearing now. So I must have putzed around with the road for some reason. And then never fixed the track underneath. Solve one problem, create two more. Alright, so we're going out to Kankakee, which is one of the edges of the map. I've taken every outside connection and tried to isolate them. And by isolate them, I mean, just like when we get out to Kankakee, you'll see that all the visitors, tourists, people coming into the city, they can't take a train or a car. I don't have it working right everywhere, but in some spaces. They can't take a train because passenger trains are just... Any trains in this game are too deadly to leave out onto their own. They need to be managed. Otherwise, they'll flood your tracks, and that's the end of your game. So what we're doing is the people from the border walk right to a train station in a small city area, small town. And then that gets them onto this train line, which brings them down into the city, or one of the towns. And in that case, BRS, Briar Rose Square. But, like, this whole line needs to be busier, you know. I wonder why I'm seeing catenary. That needs to be smoothed out. Every time I load the game, there's stuff that has to be re-smoothed out. I would love Anno to fix that without building perfectly flat everywhere. But you see, here's the throngs of people. Okay, we're stopping here with 41 people on board that came out here. And let's see how many we leave with. Might be a full train or pretty close to it. 395. Yep, 396. So these people leaving, there's a small town here. But that's it. That's all that's up here. Matter of fact, this town up here is really the Kankakee train station. And this little town of 1,000 people? Yeah, 1391. So they're just sitting up here. And over here in the blue comes the throngs of people. They walk down the street or they take their bicycle. You can see the old train track that's no longer connected. And this parade of people, which otherwise would have hopped on a train that eventually would have broken itself over here from too much traffic, is now, you know, a little village. You know, people, some people stayed here and never moved on. The land value out here is horrible, though. What is it? Yeah, 19. It's gone down. I don't think there's a single park out here. I don't even know if there's a place to put a park out here. I wonder if we could throw one down over here. Let's adjust the light a second. Can we get a little... Alright. That's the old train track. That's a path. Where can we throw a park? Nowhere, it looks like. Yeah, we gotta get these people some kind of park or something. What if we put it up here? Can we squeeze one in up here? Small park. That is going to be tight. force it. Do we want to be doing that? That is... Let's see, don't we have some weird, like 4x1 park or something? Let's see if we can do a statue. Okay, if push comes to shove, we'll give him a statue. Alright, we have this weird size park. What's this give us? 50. Hey man, 50's better than nothing. So let's give them... yeah, that's going to be a tough... That's a tough squeeze. It's going to get bumpy as anything up here. Let's give them the park. Yeah, their morale is so wonderful, they're not even going to care. Let's see if that makes any difference in land value out this way. Oh, look at that. That's a huge boost. 26. Alright, there goes the train, so we're going to follow this one back down the hill. But that's Kankakee. Don't let trains ruin your map. I'm also not a fan of the original... Yeah, we have to figure out where that catenary is coming from and fix it. 2 different bridges, one for industrial, one for passenger service. Trying to keep the different look. Let's see if we pass a train going up. But tell you what, we're up here, so let's just kind of stay up here for a minute. So we come through here, and now we're up to this edge of the map. And this takes us to the Vermont Auto Mall. Here we go, train coming in. Is she coming in? Yep, she's heading to the Vermont Yards. Oh no, she's leaving the Vermont Yards. She's going back down. So, here is a road outside connection. Just spitting out a huge number of cars. And the hope, mind you, is that they will hop over here to the left, like this guy, and they'll want to come over here to the Vermont Freight Yard. Go through this security checkpoint. Just like Canadian farmers and Canadian truckers, we're stopping you at the border. So now you come up here, we have a railroad crossing, and now you are inside the freight yard. The Vermont Yards, nobody lives here. The land value here is higher than down at the at Kankakee. That's hysterical. But here's the freight yards. Let's tone that lighting way down. That's way too much. Close enough. All right. So, a couple of warehouses. Local fire station. Freight cars. And 2 train stations, once again. Every town has its own substation off the grid. so that we know where the power's coming in. We don't rely on the blue magic line. We actually bring it, into a substation. So, trash facilities, yeah, train coming in. So the hope is, yep, see, exporting fish. So this train came all the way up from Aurora. No, it came from the Briarwood terminal. So carrying fish, and now that truck is going to exporting animal products, exporting forestry products. So we follow this guy out of here, and she should take us back across the CDC checkpoint for all you foreign truckers. Get your mandatory vaccines. Out through the highway checkpoint. Freight bridge, passenger bridge, 2 highways. Now where do we go? Right back here, and out of town you go. Yeah, the angle on that's got to be improved. That's too much of a turn. But out the border they go. So hopefully we're reducing the amount of traffic on the road to get stuff out of here. Holy cow. That entire discussion was muted. I hope you got a piece of it. That was that was wasted. Yeah, so park and ride, traffic, truck station. I'd like to bring this traffic into here and do something along the lines of like a 30th Street station or something else. I know that it can be done in procedural objects, but I really have no idea how to do it. But I guess level out a chunk of the ground, bring this track over and back with the train stations. Yeah, and then do some type of like a concrete covering, like a plaza maybe, and then like fill this in. Because I mean, obviously, I just don't want a sheer wall with a drop, but hopefully, some way to do it. On the to-do list is this park up here. I'm thinking might be the start of the nature preserve. Once the train line's working, of course, and if I don't like the way the train line ends up, or it doesn't, come here close enough, then I'll put it somewhere else, and then we'll just make this future housing. This intersection was covered by the map, and we've removed it because it's too big of an intersection to leave covered. Still needs a little bit of cleanup work. I fixed some of the hiccups that were covered underground. There's another one on the other side of the chasm up ahead that was covered, but I, again, took them both out, made them visible. So there's definitely going to be some stuff in here. The train line and freight line needs to be carried over. Yeah, how many people are up here? This is 8,000 people. And they have a beautiful view of the city up here. The person that did the map obviously made this a lookout point, but it is a way to get a really great view. So now we come down here, across the bridge. All of this was covered. I might cover some of this back up. Again, the harder part was uncovering it. Covering it back up was easy. And also fixing the road to make it, to get rid of the little stall points that were in it. So another nice intersection that's been cleaned up. And then here's the border. And this path takes you over here to, see, this has got to be moved in, cleaned up a little bit. Or it doesn't. If it's going to be stitched together, clean it up. If it's not going to be stitched together, then decorate it. But obviously, all the stuff here on the side still has to get decorated. And we're not using enough lanes here. So now we come into town here, and we've got ourselves a pretty good little setup up here. I think there's, 26,000 people or 26,000 citizens? Here it is. Applegate Hills. Oh, I was going to move it. 17,008. All right, Miss Cassie, the 26,000 is the BRS down in the valley. So yeah, considering that for most people playing this map, this has no purpose to them up here. And they completely ignore this opportunity. But here's the opportunity. Look at all these people coming in out of the edge of the map. You've got incoming citizens, you've got incoming tourists. People leaving the city, exchange students. You've got your bicyclists. You know, just a huge parade of people coming in. And sadly, they come in, going to the mall parking garage, they come in and they hop on the train that was waiting for them back here. Is the train track still here, or did I take them all the way out? Yeah, here it is. Here's the chunk of train track. So they come in waiting to hop on this train and fly down into the map. But what happens is you get all kinds of trains and you get all kinds of people with these various numbers that are just not good for your train network. So this is the bigger version of Kankakee. Kankakee is in a corner over there, and it has that valley, so it's kind of limited as to what it can do. But you come over here to Applegate Hills, and you have, you know, all this population, and there's a lot more space out here with stuff to do. And there's stuff to do to fix this traffic parade coming in. Some of which the park and ride, once it's set up, will help to clear up, because they'll have an easier or an alternative route to bring them down here, and that'll help to take them off of there somewhat. But we're waiting to go back down the mountain. Oh, here's another memorial park. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, the world's greatest. And this one is clearly not. But still, the citizens are using it. It's a park for them. Here we go. This train is coming from, okay, this is coming from the liberal arts school. So she brought 103 back, and we're going to ride down with her. But, you know, there's a couple cemetery pieces out there on the workshop. You know, make it park-ish interesting. You know, your crematorium, your other buildings. Here we go, we're loading up. 167. And we're taking her back down. There should be some park paths along there or something to make that a little more interesting. That's the front of the train clipping over there. But you see, we have a really nice view as we're leaving. And we've got plenty of space up here to build. The goal is 300,000 people. I have yet to hit 300,000 citizens on any map I've played. And that is definitely a goal. 300,000 and look nice. I've seen one map with more than 300,000. In my opinion, it did not look good. There's a ton of work that could be done here. Like, you'll notice that we don't have an industrial track coming up this way. It's coming over from Vermont. So we need to get an industrial line coming across that way up there. But the industrial line comes up to here. Theirs is on our left. So, I mean, we could bring it up the mountain the rest of the way. But we've got like a flat area. Like, there could be a small community of 5,000 people here. You know, it wouldn't be difficult to put in a, you know, a stopover station kind of thing. There's a ton of stuff in the valley right there. So things that still need to be built to get to 300,000. We need to do the oil industry. We need to do the ore industry. I've got spaces on the map marked out for both of them. but they haven't been done yet. So we do the oil and the ore. We've got the zoo, the amusement park, and the wildlife to do. So that's 5. Got the airport, that's 6. That'll be huge, because it's going to take a huge amount of territory for that. And that's another one. You want to get started on it as soon as possible, but, getting the transportation lines in place, because this is a transit game. You want to get these lines all working. Like this. This is just... Yay, hard mode. It's brutal. Okay, this bridge right here needs to be fixed real quick, because this is the passenger line. So I have a problem where I lose track of what we're doing. American Cosmo high-speed viaduct. Yep, here we go. For let's make sure this doesn't butt up against the other one. Yeah, see, that one is on this one. I keep that to a minimum. Right. Where is that piece touching? There it is. And this way, when I look at this bridge and ask myself, wait, which line is the freight line? It's easier to say, because we know that one. We know that one's the freight line. All right. Apparently we moved the track too much. She jumped way ahead of us. Alright, she's going... This one's going to Sunset Heights. I can take that one. I think we'll have to take... let's hop up and check out the power plant. So here's the power plant facility. Nicely spaced out. This is not even the power plant. It's over here. Holy cow. Talk about. Alright, so here's the power plant. Lost a bunch of trees again from cleaning up assets, but this should be further back. That should be more. I mean, it's using the warehouse buildings for residential. We have what? A couple thousand people here? Yeah, 2,000 right there. Yep. So, and our extra electrical equipment, vehicles, couple cranes, parks, old style firehouse. I could have gotten a better firehouse. I mean, honestly, what we could have done was grabbed these guys, Rico them down to 0, and just leave them as plops and cover over to make it look. But I wanted to go for the continual brick look. Different styles of brick, but still, something to make it like that. To me is I like that look. Are these office buildings? Are they industrial, commercial? What are they? They're just nondescript brick buildings. And it gives us a small, a power plant facility with a pretty good source of water for it. And it doesn't have to be on a river. Sort of the goal. All right. So this place will produce nothing, but it will take stuff in by train to supply these communities around here. Like, what do we have going on here? We've got importing agricultural products to the warehouse here, importing to the CVS pharmacy up there, delivering oil products and importing goods. So yeah, we saved a bunch of goods. Why are they doing that? See, they came down the road off the highway to get into here. And we'll take this guy out of here as they leave. Yeah, that's where my eyes play tricks on me, because that looks like a roller coaster drop, and then you measure it and it's not. Dizzy. And here we are back at Aurora Terminal. Did it save a lot? Oh, put a train on the map. That's so. A chance to put on the train on the map, always a good thing. But so now we have the forest operations. Here it is, forestry operations. I know, looks so not like a forest. Power substation, waste management, road vehicles. Is this park maintenance? Yeah, park maintenance. And then here is our trolley depot. And a big ass trolley station with a lot of people waiting. Who's on this trolley? 42 people. Laurel Yards local. Briar Rose Square local. 60 people. Okay, so let's see where these two are going. Alright, they're taking that stop, and that one's going over here. Separate out the traffic as much as you can. It looks better, more interesting. What I'm questioning is how many people are left here after we get back. This thing leaves. 60. Do we have a line problem where we need another car? Holy cow, there's 523 people down there. What? 523 people. What is this? Stop. 500 people. What? That needs a train. Okay. That needs some major attention. I mean, holy cow. That's a train's worth of people. Gotta figure out where they're going. And if they're just running across town to one of these skyscrapers. You know, there's 2,000 jobs in this thing. 2,100, not even full. 1950, 800. Yeah, we're missing 2,000 people just in this. Easily, maybe 3,000 people in the downtown area. Which means we got to fill in these other neighborhoods. The problem is, how are we going to bring these people into somewhere? Monorail? Elevated metro? I don't know. But there's Kankakee, Vermont, Applegate Hills, Brook Square. There's nothing here yet. Just a road waiting for train lines. Oil, gas, the airport, parks, wastewater management. And that's it. I'll leave it running, and we'll go from here. Thanks for watching. 100,000 people. Yeah, even while watching this, we're up to 103,000. You know, what might be interesting, if we can, yeah, let's do this. Wait, before we do that, let's,
Carb up. Soba, the noodle masters. No matter what stage of life you're in, we have the perfect noodles for you. From birthday noodles to wedding noodles, all the way to those most final of noodles. Every occasion has a noodle at yakisoba.
Those are interesting when you can use them.
Different. Yakisoba. It literally means fried noodles.
At the Forest Foundation, we care about three things.
That could be smoothed out, or that could be a good cliff to bring the trains around in.
Bird things. The homes of native birds are being destroyed at an alarming rate. That's why our goal is to give a birdhouse to every bird on Earth. Humans stopped living in trees ages ago. It's time we invited birds indoors with the rest of us.
You know, I would have never thought about those, but we have those in Philly, and they exist in New York. You know.
You can either be part of the problem, or you can be with us, the Forest Foundation.
This is the Mars official radio with me, Penna Masculine. Daniel sent us a letter. I'll read it to you.
Interesting.
Hello, Penham, and thank you so much for your show. I heard you talking about those unreducible cravings you described. I've had similar experiences. Not with food, though. No, but I've noticed that my musical tastes have transformed. On Earth, I used to listen to rock, almost
the other thing I have to set up is the school buses to every high school.
Mars, my musical preferences
I want to pick like the main high school and have like a, might do it at the tech school, have like the ball fields at the tech school, and then have the bus that goes back and forth from every high school to the tech school.
Daniel, that does
or the technical college.
Experience. I'll have to investigate this further. In the meantime, more music.
Huh, where the hell's that? Is this Aurora Heights? Here we are out in the blue. Look at that traffic. See, that's why I like the park and ride and the train freight depot concept. Because this is bad enough. It only takes, you know, your city to grow a little bit more, and it becomes every lane is completely, at least that's moving. It's not moving great, but it's moving. Like, there's stuff I can do to fix it. It's just, you know, how much time do you spend fixing versus, you know, like I'm going to spend an hour fixing and an hour building, or, you know, suddenly it becomes 8 hours of, you know, the guy who doesn't see well trying to put two things to connect together and realizing that you know, you unclick the snap to connect button or something. That's a beautiful thing to see. Just, yeah, gotta love that Buffalo grilled chicken, or the high school with all the people walking. It's a tough call here. Do you do the preformed or the zoning? I like how they all just nudged up one. Yeah, we'll move for you. Nudge one. And I guess that's it. Thank you so much for popping in to watch. Do we have an out screen here? Yes, we do. Stream is ending soon. Yes, it is. Thank you for joining. A shout out to all my Patreon subscribers. No, and why would you send me money? And why would I need money if I'm doing this for fun? Feel free to like, click, subscribe. Feel free to send me pictures of yourself. Feel free to send me pictures of where you live, the worst part of where you live, and say even this is better than what you've done here today, sir. I will get a kick out of it. Thank you very much.